What's up, everybody? It's your boy Joshua Edwards, live from Brooklyn, New York. This is Panthers Pride Television. I've been telling you guys that all the key dates are right around the corner. If you don't remember, here are just some key dates. So, obviously, the time to transition or franchise tag players started February 18th. The NFL Scouting Combine is going on currently all the way through March 3rd. Free agency kicks off around March 10th. April 21st is the first season off-season workouts, and then April 24th through the 26th is NFL Draft Day. Now, if you remember yesterday, or you watched my episode on yesterday, I was talking about how Dan Morgan was going to be having interviews slated for the 1 p.m. Time frame, 1 p.m. window. And he has revealed his plan really kind of aligns with what I've been saying and what I've been talking about. Here are just some quotes that he has said, just some stuff that he's going to look for on the defensive side. So when he was discussing his defensive plans for this offseason, he was saying, and I quote, "We're looking to build the defensive line the same way we built the offensive line last season. We're excited about guys in free agency. We're excited about guys in the draft." Now, there was a time that I said in an episode, we're going to do exactly what we did last offseason, this offseason, with the defensive line. What that tells me is we are going back in either linebacker or defensive back with the 8th overall selection. Us getting rid of Shaq Thompson, us getting rid of Ian Thomas and just other guys. And these quotes, this is another quote that he said also on yesterday. You have to be bigger. You have to be tougher. You have to be more physical. That's what we're looking to do around here. And he's talking about the defensive line. He's not talking about the back end. He's not talking about the linebacker core. He is strictly talking about the defensive line. I have been hammering and saying the guys that are going to come down the pipeline, the free agencies, the Milton Williams of the world, we are going to take a huge swing on him. He was the unsung hero in Philadelphia. We know about Jordan Davis. We know about Jalen Carter. But this guy right here, I'm telling y'all, man, he is lined up to be, he's literally in the crosshairs of the Carolina Panthers. Played 17 games this past season, 7 tackles for losses, 24 total tackles, 10 QB hits, and 5 sacks. And then there's another guy that has finally been granted the opportunity to go get traded with Jonathan Allen. Now, if you remember Jonathan Allen, last year he was on the record saying he wanted to get out of here. This was before Jaden Daniels got there. He said he wants no more parts of the Washington Commanders. He wants to be traded. He doesn't know what the hell is going on. He's tired of freaking losing, etc. And then this year he follows it up with only playing 8 games. And that's kind of how just the NFL works. One year you can have your best year. The next year you can be injured, ridden, and now your team wants to move off of you when they said they didn't want to move off of you the year prior to. 8 games played this total past season, 19 total tackles, 3 total sacks, 3 tackles for losses, and 7 QB hits. And I already told y'all, when it comes to the defensive line, I'm not looking for a lot of sacks. What can you do in the run game, and can you reestablish the line of scrimmage? So, Dan Morgan, what have I been telling y'all? I have been hammering. We are going defensive line exactly the way that we did last year. You saw it with Philadelphia. You've seen it with teams that are winning championships. They have the best defensive line, the Philadelphia Eagles. Not only that, they also have the best offensive line. We went last year, got 2 amazing guards, and this year we're going to revamp the defensive line with some guys that can reestablish the line of scrimmage. We need guys to go out there and be paired up with a Derrick Brown. We need guys. He said it here himself. We're building the defensive line the same way we build the offensive line last year. It's not rocket science, guys. We want guys that are going to be physical, tougher, bigger, stronger, faster. Jonathan Allen fits that status quo. not only Jonathan Allen, but obviously Milton Williams also fits that status quo. So you're talking about two guys that are on the trading block and or that are going to be hitting free agency. Milton Williams is an unrestricted free agent. He's going to get a lot of money this offseason. Jonathan Allen, guys, we got multiple fourth rounders. We can shop you for him. I'm telling y'all, we can literally go from third place in the division to first place with these moves because the division is wide open. I'm just telling you not what I think. I'm telling you what I know. I can also see a situation where he could probably go to Atlanta, but don't tell my homeboy that. That's for another time. All right, so also with the first selection, there have been multiple reports. Mel Kiper has us going Jalen Walker with our 8th overall. Here's my mock draft. For those of you that didn't get a chance to see my mock draft, I actually had Jalen Walker going number 15 to the Atlanta Falcons. But Mel Kiper has him going at number 8. I had Will Johnson going to us. But let me just give you just a little background. So the thing with Jalen Walker, he is a Carolina native. He played in the state championship game in North Carolina, played at NC State for the state championship in high school, went to University of Georgia, went to Salisbury High School, and he was a stud this past season. 6.5 sacks, 11 total tackles for losses, 60 total tackles, and 14 games played. Now, he pops off the screen. If you watched any games with him, he flashes. He's quick, has a tremendous burst, great closing speed. You just look at all his measurables. What he times in the 40, what he times in the 5.10.5, what he times in the L drill is going to be his undoing or his ascension in the draft. I mean, the tape doesn't lie. I understand that a lot of guys love gym shorts. They love this time when it comes to NFL Scouting Combine. Look at that guy. Look at his 40. Look at his 10-5-10 shuttle. No, bro. What does the tape say? The tape says that he's a baller. But this is my guy right here. You guys know how I feel about Will Johnson, the best defensive back in this draft class. There are other guys out there that could be honorable mentions. Obviously, Travis Hunter of the world, and then Malachi Starks, and also the guy out of Texas. I can't think of his name right now. It'll come to me in a split second. But Will Johnson is my guy. But Mel Kiper, you know he's been wrong before. He says Jalen Walker is the selection for the 8th pick. Hell, he even said Jimmy Clausen was the guy that if he wouldn't be the guy, he would retire. Nobody really knows. We're all just out here swinging for the fences. I think Jalen Walker, I don't know. To me, it's all depending on what he tests in the NFL Scouting Combine. What does his pro day look like? But you guys know I'm going to continue to hammer on this side of the table. Will Johnson is the only correct pick that we should go, especially with us talking, or Dan Morgan talking how he was talking in the interviews. Defensive line, we like guys in the offseason. We like guys in free agency. Then that kind of just wraps everything up. Get a stud in Jonathan Allen or Milton Williams, pair him up with Derek Brown, and then you get Will Johnson or Malachi Starks in the back end, and now you're talking about a defense that can go from worst, NFL history worst, to really top 10, top 12-ish. Now, there's this guy, and Xavier Legette right now, currently speaking, that is known more for his postseason or post-game interviews or even pre-game interviews than he has for his play. He is now officially been, Dan Morgan confirmed he has had foot surgery on his foot. He has also had, a wrist injury. He has not had wrist surgery. And then there's no timetable. My thing is, why wait till now? Why would you wait till around NFL Scouting Combine where it's putting a lot of pressure on us? Now we have to look at Ted McMillan at the 8th overall selection. I mean, this is a guy last year that was our first selection in the first round. We traded up for him, and he has not rewarded us. Now, I know he is a rookie. He still has time to turn it around. I'm not saying he's a bust by any stretch of imagination. But when you play 16 games and only have 497 yards, 4 receiving touchdowns, 49 receptions, and only average 31 yards per game, and you weren't the best rookie receiver, and you had a worse season than Adam Thielen, who played 6 fewer games than you, I mean, it's only right that we have concerns for Xavier Legette right now. Like I said, this is not the end of the world. But currently speaking, he is known more for him talking about how he goes out there and kills and eats raccoons than he is for his play. And that's so it's not okay. I'm not going to say it's okay, but that's just the reality of it right now, currently speaking. You're talking about a guy that is getting foot surgery or has went through foot surgery, and there's no timetable on his return. Is he going to be back for OTAs? Is he going to be back for training camp? Is he going to be back for the start of the season? What exactly was the foot surgery? What does it all inquire? How, like I said, there's no timetable, but why wait till now? Our season's been over since January. Why are you waiting till after the Super Bowl, literally the week of the NFL Scouting Combine? And he may have had it before. But we're just getting reports now, and there's no timetable. Like, that's not something to look forward to. I don't know if this is on the Panthers organization, if this is on Xavier Legette. I know that obviously, he has had multiple opinions on his foot on whether he should have surgery or not. But it's just not good. It's just not a good look. It's really, really bad, and I really think me even talking about Will Johnson might be out of the window. I think we might even go get some damn Ted McMillan with the 8th overall selection because of Xavier Legette and just because of the foot injury. But, man, we're here. The testing officially starts on tomorrow. I will be all eyes and ears on the NFL Scouting Combine tomorrow.